Ariel makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10. The fake. Good block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30.
Welcome to the Fins tailgate. It's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. We live that aqua and orange from the field to the mic. Breaking down the plays, man, we talk it every night. From Tua to the defense, you know we keep it tight. NFL moves, you know we got the insight. We open up the floor, yeah, it's your time to shine. Fans drop the heat with opinions realigned. You got concerns, bring them, we're gonna chime. The Fins tailgates, where we keep it prime. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. The NFL's changing, but we stay on the grind. Latest breaking stories, we don't waste no time. From the trades to the rumors, we make them all align. At the Fins tailgate, we always on the climb. We're repping the Dolphins, but it's NFL wide. From South Beach to the league, we keep it worldwide. Got the fans engaged with the energy supplied. Come kick it at the tailgate, we're riding high tide. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. So if you love the game, you know we got the gate. Tune in, speak out, don't wait, it's your fate. This is the Fins tailgate, now watch us dominate. Miami Dolphins, NFL, yeah, we integrate.
Yeah, boy, what it is, what it do, El Capitan. Here with you with Ali, another episode of the Fins Tailgate. We finna get into all kinds of stuff. Me and Ali just vibing in the back, just listening to some tunes, just getting in it, Ali. I mean, just straight vibing in here.
Yeah, man. I wish you guys could hear some of the music that we listen to, bro. I wish we could play it on here.
Me too.
For real.
Yeah, it sucks.
Mm-mm.
Maybe we'll have to do like a Patreon, get hammered in the back, jam into some tunes or something one day, or
I like it. I like it a lot.
Members only live type of thing, something like that. Hit the like button on the way in, everybody. I see Michael K in here early. Member, whatever. Mudbone in here too. What's up, Mudbone? CC, what's good? Daniel Barry, what's going on? Bihana, what's good? And of course, Michael K says Ali's right counter, engage. I mean, that's just a weird. It's a weird. Michael K has these weird fetishes that it's just strange.
It's just kind of weird. Michael K in general is just weird. However, he's talking about my right counter. It's my left counter that he has to worry about.
Bazing. What about that, Michael K? Huh? Well, a lot to get caught up on. I mean, we're just days. I mean, less than 48 hours away from round one of the 2025 NFL draft. And, man, morale could not be at any more of a low point with Miami Dolphins fans right now. I've just... Even on Twitter and stuff, the fighting isn't even like it used to be, right? Like we used to at least have good battles. Now it's just,
bro. It's so bad that like spaces that I used to love waking up in the morning and joining and hearing people screaming at 9 a.m. are like dead silence.
I mean, and I still go in there
bad.
and see all. I still go in there and see all the guys and. And I'll chop it up with them and stuff like that, but like they're not captivating like they used to be. And I mean, listen, us too, right? We ain't pumping out content like we used to because morale is bad all around. It's just difficult, dude. It's just difficult. along with other circumstances around for everybody. But again, for it being 48 hours away from a draft, I've never felt so ever.
There's
Just
like no excitement, no
no
hope.
juice.
It's really, yeah, there's no juice behind it, man. No fuel for the fire.
There's no juice.
And it is a very odd place to be. Even on our years previous, like even when we went 1-16 or whatever that season that we had several years ago,
Mhm.
I never felt it this low before. You know what I mean? It's like so bad. I can't even put my finger on it.
Like even the Christian Wilkins draft year, like, and that was a weird kind of off season too. But this is just, here's the thing, right? We've got all this weird stuff that has happened and then has not happened all off season, starting off with just a whole strange vibe on social media amongst the fans. There was this overwhelmingly loud mouthpiece that didn't start so loud, but slowly ramped up and then got really loud amongst the fan base that offensive guard was going to fix everything. If you would have asked Dolphin fans in February, hey, what's going on? We just need a guard. And it's because there's all this, oh, look how dominant the Eagles' offensive line is, trenches. That was like this overwhelming narrative. And then slowly it's just with the free agent signings and just everything has just felt so there's just nothing. Like even Dolphin fans unwisely are still pining for big name free agents or something, right? I don't know. It's just
Something to change the narrative, yeah. I mean, this is what I think the problem we're seeing today, LCAP, is the fact that in we'll use the Christian Wilkins draft year, right? We knew what was up, right? We knew what the direction was. Tear it down to the ground and rebuild from scratch. That's what the plan was. This year, all the moves we've made, they haven't really told us what the plan is. Some of the moves we made and what we've done doesn't really make sense. It's not like we're not tearing it down, but we're not getting any better. We're not really doing anything. And that is what this is why I think we're in this funk and why the fan base and the community is like just like ugh, you know.
well,
You know what I
everything
mean?
again, the thin veil over because there was a lot of fans that bought into it, but like they ain't even good at lying anymore. Like they're not even trying to lie anymore. Just like, we're gonna sign these guys, and we're pivoting to the draft. And in true Miami Dolphins form, because this is and shout out to the homie Steve Molly over there on the FinFans Network, with Bobby and them. He had a panel open, and I just went over there and chatted with him, and I was kind of talking about this before I left and came over here to start this show. I said, it's become so blatantly obvious that this organization is like corrupt, right? It's like a corrupt franchise. It's almost like, we've got a bunch of liars, thieves, propagandists, there and case in point, and I'll just give you like one they didn't even really try hard for. Okay. The Miami Dolphins schedule with a weird type of announcement, right? They announce and didn't I don't even know how to explain it because it wasn't like they put a tweet, wasn't like they put it on Instagram, wasn't like they even posted it on their YouTube, but it became known in the community. Hey, Chris Greer going live at 1, kind of just was like this thing. And then moments after Chris Greer's going live, we find out, hey, Miami Dolphins put Jalen Ramsey on the trading block. They have agreed to terms. And it's like, what? Now, just as easily, they could have announced that after Chris Greer comes and talks to the media, but they didn't. They announced it before. Why? Because in this 30-minute, 35-minute long presser where he's going to only field 8 to 10 questions, half of that time is going to be talking about Jalen Ramsey. And the media, the beat reporters that they're supposed to be working for their papers, writing articles that the fans want to read. But the problem with that is that they took the easy bait on the Jalen Ramsey because it's breaking news. I get it. They got to do it. But they didn't ask one question about the quarterback. They didn't ask questions about Chris Greer on the hot seat. They didn't ask questions about Mike McDaniel on the hot seat because they ate up most of their time with what the Dolphins wanted them to talk about, which was Jalen Ramsey.
A little correction there. They did actually ask Chris Greer about feeling pressure, and they did kind of press him that way.
Did they
but
press him, though? Come on.
They didn't really. Well, the way he
They didn't
answered,
press him on nothing.
They didn't really press him. You know what I mean? They didn't. But they did ask the question about, do you feel more pressure now than you have previously? And the way he answered, and it's something you've said before, I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they know they're not going anywhere. The way they're moving and the decisions they're making, it's almost like this is all part of the plan. In whatever this plan is, we haven't figured that out yet. But I do agree with you. Like the whole premise on why even have a press conference? We've never had to have press conferences before when we're trading players.
I mean,
I don't understand it.
Fine, but okay, fine, have the press conference. But why release the fact that you're seeking trade offers for Jalen Ramsey before the press conference? Is the press conference to talk about Jalen Ramsey? Because that's what it was. That's what it ipso facto became mostly. It didn't talk about the draft. They didn't ask, what are you looking for in the like. It was just such a weird. I mean, listen,
I have my own.
Chris Greer put such little effort and care into the press conference that outside of being asked about Ramsey, he began to fumble. Well, we still have leaders on this team, Zach Seiler and Tyreek Hill. Damn it. No, wait, he's in the news for bad stuff. Jalen Waddle. Never mentioned the quarterback. Didn't mention the quarterback. Yeah, Isaiah Wynn. Wait, no. Andrew Van Ginkel. Wait, no, we don't have him. Like he just didn't. He didn't even have to prepare or even act. Like he didn't care enough to even access his brain to name off players he has on the team. Maybe some of the guys he paid. I don't know.
Look, I have my own thoughts about this. And I know people in the fan base disagree with this premise, but every year the Dolphins do me the good deed of proving me right over and over again, right? I honestly think they decided to shop Ramsey a while ago. They tried to reach out to certain teams that were needing a cornerback. They probably weren't getting what they were looking for. And what better way to, create a bidding war than having a press conference to talk about it? You know what I mean? You put it out there in the ether.
Bidding war, though? Like, what are we getting? A third rounder trying to get someone to give
I don't think we are. I think they're doing it to create some type of bidding war to be able to get something more than what they wanted. You know what I mean? More than what they were being offered is what I'm saying. Look, I think that with the moves that Miami Dolphins have made, they're not paying anybody but the bare minimum they possibly can pay. They're lowballing everybody. They're putting down 1-year contracts left, right, and center. And when it comes down to it, I don't think anybody wants to do business with us anymore. Remember when we used to have the days where we used to say, who doesn't want to play in Miami? Well, it seems like everybody doesn't want to play in Miami anymore. That's what it seems like.
Good.
And I
I don't
think
want any of them anyhow. That's how I feel at this point. I'm tired of all
I
these
hear what
players
you're
that want to
saying.
play in Miami because they don't
I
come here
hear
to play. They come here to live Miami, and I'm sick of it.
I get you. I'm sick of that too. I want players that want to come here to play. But the reality is that there's two things you can do to get players to come play, right? It's one, have that damn hell of a good quarterback that's the itso factor, or have a great destination and you're willing to pay high price. And guess what? Right now, we are not paying high prices for anybody. So what that tells me that they're going to look, oh, let's see who the quarterback is. Oh, it's him. So that is the issue. Imagine us having a player that you could say is a Josh a Josh Allen-esque type player, or even a CJ Stroud type of player. You can't tell me players aren't going to come when you have a quarterback like that.
But I
We
thought
don't
that's why
have that at
Tyreek Hill
all.
came here because we have a Tua. That's
Well,
again, narratives can be spun and pushed. I do know what you're saying though, right? Like players want to come play for someone who can help boost their stats to make them money in another contract. Like a guy will come here like a Tyler Boyd, right? Type of character will come here on a 1-year deal because you possess a quarterback that's going to boost his numbers so good and get him some playoff exposure. So then when he hits the open market after being your number one wide receiver, because you're a type of team that doesn't really need, use, or pay for number one wide receivers because you got a quarterback that make number two wide receivers look like number ones. I'm in the business of having that. That I understand what you're saying. But to me, I don't really see how complicated it needs to be. I do get it that finding the diamond in the rough quarterbacks are really hard to do. But I think the formula is a lot more simpler than the people are making it out to be.
I agree, but we don't know how to do maths, bro. That's the problem.
I know, because to me, it's like, I don't care how dumb he is. I don't care if he can read or write. Give me a freaking freaking strong cannon for an arm monster that can kind of run if need be. I don't need him to be fast. Just need him to be able I need a guy who can take full-on hits from pass rushers and linebackers and sometimes get away after taking a hit and still sling the ball 60 plus yards at will. Give me that guy. And then
I got a guy like that in this draft.
Build a running game for that guy and give yourself a lights out turnover style defense and just see what happens. That's pretty much the formula for me. I would say whether you want it to be a lights out defense where the secondary's making all the plays or the front seven's making all the plays, to each their own. Work with your strengths that you have on your defensive personnel. But big, dumb, doofus, strong arm quarterback, because I kind of like him to be kind of doofusy. I don't know why. I just think it works better. Mainly because they focus on football and football only, because they can only really handle one thing at a time. I like that in my athlete, that they know they have limitations because they are in fact limited, but what they possess in physical form they can do at will. And then a run game. That's it. Give that doofus a run game and a defense that gets turnovers, and there you go.
What you just said, there's two guys in this draft that I think fit that bill 100%.
Doofuses.
You got a guy like Kyle McCord.
Kyle, what? Uh-oh. Kind of lost you there, Ali. I lost you. Kyle, what?
Kyle McCord or Will Howard. Either or.
Yeah, but do you think Will Howard will make it further than the third round?
I have a feeling he's going to go in the third round, to be honest. Somewhere around the late second or early third. But Kyle McCord kind of fits that bill, too. He can run when it's needed, and he has a hell of a cannon of an arm and is a gunslinger.
How much does he weigh?
How much does he weigh? Let me look that up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like 235. I'm about it.
I'll
Like
tell you, Will Howard has that exact mold of what you're asking, and he can take a licking and give a licking when running. So that's why
kind of
I
like that. Like, give me Tim Tebow with a laser. You know what I'm
that would be
saying?
nice. Yeah.
Give me Tim Tebow with a laser. And then, you try to figure out ways to make timing offenses. But really, if you're smart, you'll get a run game and just work on play action and get them to run RPOs. And then also sit back in the pocket and pick and choose, right? Simple offense. Here's your routes. Here's your players. You can change the routes with an audible or players and routes and just pick who's open with leverage and try to fit the ball in there. Like, keep it simple.
Yeah. He is he's 6'3" and he weighs 218 pounds from what I see here.
218's okay. I'd like him to be like stupid, but hey, listen, if he could put on 10 more pounds of muscle, I'm there for it.
Yeah.
6'2", you say?
He's 6'3".
6'3". Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Will
that.
Howard is 6'4" and weighs 236 pounds.
Okay. Now, this is the kind of doofus I'm talking about right here. Go get me that doofus. Go get Will Howard with one of them. Maybe when we do this mock draft here directly.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
He's available.
What I was gonna say. They say that one of Kyle McCord's comps, from what I've read, is Bo Nix. So if you like a Bo Nix type of quarterback,
funny because if Bo Nix was everything people were comping Bo Nix to be last year, no one would be comping anyone to Bo Nix. You see what I'm saying? It's funny now Kyle McCord's getting comped to Bo Nix, but last year when people were comping Bo Nix, they were comping him to nobodies. You see what I'm saying?
well, actually on ESPN they comped him directly to Tua, to be honest.
Okay, even again, I said
I get what you're saying.
I didn't stutter. I didn't stutter. Hit the like button, everybody. Shout out to everybody in chat. I haven't shouted everybody out. Let me get back here a little bit. Cap for life in here. What's up, Cap? G. G is a trip, bro. I was like, I was saying on X, I'm like, G will throw some hate on you with a rhyme. Shit is hilarious, bro. Because G will like spin a rhyme like Dr. Seuss on you with like hate. It's funny. Jimmy, what's good, Jimmy? Scott, I see you, Scott. Who else in here? Hit the like button, everybody. Kenna, what's up? Salute. Bo Picks. Hit the like button, everybody. So I haven't done any mock drafts, Ollie. None. Zilch. Zero. Elwood, what's good? I hear Tua is training with Liam to learn how to fall properly. Yo. Elwood would a yo. That's good. This is breaking news. Ali, I'm gonna have to hit the breaking news moniker on this. Hold on, let me get it, because this is, for everybody saying Tua ain't doing nothing this offseason, I think they might just be haters, because we've got some breaking news right here. Breaking news. According to Elwood, Tua training hard this offseason with Liam Eichenberg to learn how to fall properly, which Liam Eichenberg is an expert, because as such a big man rolling on his backside, as we see him turtling, he has sustained 0 injuries doing so. So learning from the GOAT. Let's go. Leatherhead for hire. Salute. Steve. So, Steve, I was just hollering at you.
What's up, Steve?
What's going on, buddy? So, yeah, Ali, I have not. I have done 0
Mock drafts.
Mock drafts. Yep. So this
To be
will be
100% honest, I've done a few just for fun, and then we did one on 4th and 10U, which is our only official one that we've done.
Who'd you
But
end up selecting in the first round?
well, we did where we drafted for the entire first and second round drafts. So we did every team, but Bullet Bob, who was the official Miami Dolphins drafter, oh God, who did he get? He decided to go guard with number 13. And
Bullet
I just
Bob, a real one, because you know what? He probably came to that conclusion like a lot of Dolphin fans, and everything since then, he's like, nah, I've made my choice way back when. That's probably how Bullet Bob did it.
That's exactly what I think he did. And then he it kind of impressed me, but he actually addressed another position that I don't think people are thinking about, but I think the Dolphins are thinking about it. He addressed the defensive end position, getting good old boy from Ohio State, Jack Sawyer, in the second round. Now, let me tell you, the reason I think it kind of makes sense. You remember early in free agency, the first 2 days, we spent 2 days trying to convince Joey Bosa to come here. And he's a defensive end. We already got like 3 or 4 defensive ends in house right now. Well, I don't understand, why we're addressing that again. I'd hope to God Chubb's healthy at this point. He's had a whole season to get healthy, season and a half, if you want to call it. So I don't know. That it would be very interesting to see if they do address that position in the draft. But ultimately, with the glaring holes of the Jalen Ramsey being traded now and the big hole right in the middle of the defensive line, I personally think it's either going to be corner or defensive tackle with the first pick. I know what people are saying. Oh, you got to get guard. Every professional mock draft I've looked at, you can get guards in the second or third round. That every professional mock draft I've looked at.
Plus, dude, there's so many times you get a second or third round tackle to play at guard. Like, what are we talking about? If there was a surefire Zach Martin-esque type of friggin' guy and chances are he wouldn't make it to 13 if he was that much of a great guard.
Yeah, and that's actually great that you brought up Zach Martin, right? Because I went back to look at names that
he's the last one.
Yeah, Zach Martin's he's not the last one. Like I want to say the Commanders recently drafted a guard really high, right? But he is the name that if you look at all of them, the only one you really recognize. Out of all of them, he's the only one that anybody knows. So it's kind of like,
bitch, bro. He was a son of a bitch mauling fools for years. And he was like, damn, that's a freaking surefire guard right there, baby. That's just really hard to freaking find. To me, you would be better served taking a center to play guard and then be there as the center backup or starting center. It's just the value in a first round pick inside the top 15 drafting a guard has to be either a complete run on everything else you needed was gone, and it happened to fall that best player available is a guard, which is highly unlikely, because if you're playing best player available, I promise you there's a corner or a wide receiver that is higher valued than whatever guard you're talking about, unless it's the Zach Martin-esques, in which case those guys probably aren't there at the 13th pick. So it's crazy to think that, now I don't know. There was a lot of fuel to the fact that, hey, a guard would change so much with this team, because a guard solidifies what we would hope is helpful in a run game, which is the balance the offense is going to need no matter what, that the team as a whole does better when the run game is working. Agreed. Nothing
Mhm.
about this offense's construction says they want to be a running football team. That's it, dude. Take Genty with 13, then go figure out guards. If they wanted to do that, fine. That I'd be like, what? Genty fell to 13. Dolphins snag him. They're going to go second round guard, third round offensive tackle, and then start with figuring out everything else on defense. And they're going to try to build a running game to couple with the offensive firepower they got. And that would be cool. That would be dope. I'm all about it. So, all right, let's get into this. So,
Thanks for using WebEx. Visit our website.
whoa, web app. So should I select all of the teams? What do you think?
It's up to you if you want to do like the whole draft. That would take
God
quite a
damn.
bit of time.
That's
If we just want to
7
do the
rounds.
Dolphins.
Let's we'll do just the Dolphins because we'll see how long that'll take.
Sorry about that. That's part of my other thing I had going on. I had to
No, you're good.
shut it
You're
off.
good.
So my bad.
You're good, dog. And we'll enter it in as fast. Oh, well, that wasn't no bullshit. All right. So the Browns, let's hide this real quick. Let's see who's off the board. Cam Ward goes number 1. Abdul Carter goes number 2. Travis Hunter goes number 3 to Colorado. McMillan from Arizona goes to I mean, the Patriots getting McMillan's probably what's like right here. These top 4 picks, all very likely scenarios, right? Could you imagine Abdul Carter opposite of Myles Garrett? Holy shit. Could you imagine?
You said McMillan went to the Patriots?
Yes.
Makes sense. McMillan, and then you have what's his name over there too?
It makes sense because they still need weapons for a young quarterback and all that stuff. Now, Tyler Warren going to Jacksonville is wild. That is crazy, dude. But that's exactly the type of move I could see Jacksonville doing, taking a fucking tight end with the 5th overall pick. Will Johnson for Michigan ends up going to the Raiders. Mason Graham goes to the Jets, which I could see that.
Yeah.
Membu ends up falling all the way to 8 to go to Carolina. Will Campbell goes to the Saints at number 9.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And then Genty goes to 10 to the Bears. Mike Green, pass rusher from Marshall. I'm not really that high on. I'm not as high on Mike Green as everybody else.
You should be. You should be.
I'm just saying, I'm not as high as everybody else. Personally, just put a pin in that. Everybody can tell me I'm wrong later, but I'm not as high on Mike Green as everybody else.
Okay.
Shamar Stewart. I like that. God, dude, fucking Dallas loves their edge rushers, don't they? And they're going to take the Texas A&M kid. That makes, I mean, everything about that pick makes sense. All right, so here we go. Shador Sanders still available. Jalen Walker, the Georgia linebacker, which seems a little rich at 13 right now. Kelvin Banks. Now, is it solidified that Banks is going to be a guard in the NFL? Because I see a lot of people having it as he's a guard.
Well, really, a lot of these tackles, they're saying that they can play guard. Will it work? I don't know. That is the question. That's the big question. So I guess time will tell. I do think Calvin Banks has the ability to play guard in our scheme. So it will, it could be very well work. The question is, we've already invested in a tackle last year. Are we going to invest in a tackle this year? That's the question.
I got to be honest. This is not good for us. Like if the board falls like this, if Will Campbell, Will Johnson, Membu, all of the got a little feedback on you, Ali. If those players are the guys that we didn't get lucky enough to have them fall, I'm not really happy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Cleveland's willing to trade the 13th and our 98th pick for their 33rd pick, which is the first pick in the second round. No, Cleveland's out of their damn mind. They want to give me a 2020. Well, now that 2026 first looks pretty good to me, but
yeah.
Let's see who's got something else. The 39th, the 41st, and the 72nd pick. Not feeling that either.
What's New England offering?
38, 69, 77, 106, and a 2026 second for the 13th and the 150th. It's actually a pretty decent enough value. I don't like none of these.
Yeah, I'd reject them all.
Reject.
Is a couple questions. Because I know you said that if this is how it drops, you don't care for it too much. Let's actually look at some other positions, okay? Jackson Dart is still on the board, right?
Yeah, and Shedeur Sanders is on the board.
Okay, well, I'm not. That's another argument. We'll talk about that a little bit later. What about Jahdae Barron? Is Jahdae Barron still there? He's a corner.
Yes.
Okay. Jahdae Barron, you could argue, people are arguing which is better, Will Johnson or Jahdae Barron. I want to say it's really close. Jahdae Barron is the more healthier corner out of the two. So I'm more on the Jahdae Barron side of things, especially with the tape I've watched. I've seen him play, as well as what I hear from, directly from Texas fans and what they've reported to me. But I would take Will Johnson if we go with that too. Either one, doesn't matter. What about defensive tackle? What defensive tackles are still on the board?
D tackles plenty actually. So Derek Harmon's still there for Oregon. Walter Nolan?
Okay.
And Kenneth Grant, who to me, I kind of want Kenneth Grant.
Kenneth Grant, in my opinion, is the better out of the two Michigan defensive tackles. I think he's the better one. That's who I would go with. If we're not going corner, that's who I want, to be honest.
To me, I called it back in, I can't remember when, but I've always said Kenneth Grant's definitely the guy I want the Dolphins to take. Now, I know he's available. I'm just wondering if I could slide back and still get him. But I don't know if he makes it. If he makes it past the Bengals.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if he does.
I'm just gonna take him.
Okay.
No. All right. Seeing how we went. Defensive tackle. Let's see who's left. Trayvon Henderson still available. I know you like that.
What corners are available?
Florida State, Thomas.
Is Darian Porter available?
Alzair. Huh?
Darian Porter.
Yes.
That's who I want in the second round. Who's the top corner that's rated that they have there?
The Florida State kid, Thomas.
Oh, the Florida State kid. Yeah. I'd take
not
Darren
by
Porter.
much. I mean,
Guy's super fast. He's 6'4", bro. 6'4" corner. Super fast. Catches the ball point at high points because he used to be a receiver back in the day. Is a ball hawk. I'm telling you right now, that's who I'd pick. Personally, if he's there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking Donovan Jackson, the guard from Ohio State.
You want to go guard? You can go Donovan Jackson. He's definitely good. Someone just brought up somebody.
I see
Go to
Ratledge is down
tackle.
there. I wonder if I
Go to
can get
tackle
him
for
later.
me.
Yeah,
What's the best tackle available?
the Minnesota Earsey.
Let's see.
I can't.
Is Simmons available?
Ariante Earsey.
Is Josh
Who?
Simmons available at all?
No,
He would have been one of the top picks. I was just curious if he fell. No.
no.
Okay. Yeah, Josh Simmons. If he falls
Xavier
somehow,
Watts, Malachi Starks. I mean, what safeties are left? Damn. I don't like it. Offense.
I'm going Darian Porter if it's me at corner. Guard, you could go Donovan Jackson if he's available.
I'm going Jackson.
Okay. So our biggest hole will be corners.
Taking that. Well, I'm going to take the Ohio State safety probably.
Latham Ransom?
Or, yeah.
He's
or
good.
You know what? Fuck that. I'm taking Scattaboo.
Oh,
Fuck
man. It. Hold on. Oh, you already did it?
Nope, I did it. Fuck it.
Oh, shit.
I'll take this. Move back 2 picks and get an extra pick. Yeah, I'll take it. Couple of Ohio State boys. What do you think?
What round are we in? Who's the top players?
We're in the 4th round, and it's Jordan Hancock, cornerback.
I see him going in like the 5th round, to be honest. What quarterback is available?
That's actually a good question. Dylan Gabriel, Riley Leonard, Kyle McCord. I mean, there's
I guess
still
Will Howard got taken.
Yeah.
I'm going Kyle McCord.
I'll wait. I think I can get him later.
Okay.
I want to go corner right here.
Oh, Denzel Burke. Is Denzel Burke available?
No.
No? Okay, he's gone. No worries.
What's up, Chad?
What's up, Shake?
Living the dream, baby. Living the dream.
Thank goodness somebody is. Yeah, I'm taking Hancock. I don't care what you say. Now I got.
Did we draft Shador Sanders yet?
No, we had a chance, but I just couldn't pull the trigger. I got scared.
Don't be scared.
I got shook. I'm taking Aronde Gadsden, Syracuse tight end. Fuck him. Taking it.
Shit, we should have grabbed Jason Taylor's son.
I don't even see him.
He's probably already been taken. It's Mason Taylor.
Dude,
out of LSU.
Got him in the first round now. You know that. It's funny. People got him in the first round already.
Are you serious? I don't think he's more than a 4th rounder, but that's just me.
Shit.
I seen a thing from NBC. They said they got him drafted first round to the Chargers.
I think Chargers are taking Colston Loveland if he's there.
Fuck it.
I say we take Mason Taylor for pick 13 and call it a day.
Damn. Fucking skinny little boy. We're in the thick of it now. We're in the 7th round here. I'm grabbing this Indiana quarterback. What do you think of the Indiana quarterback?
I like him more than Lincoln Riley or Gabriel. I'd rather, personally, I think Kyle McCord is, in
Kyle
my
McCord's
opinion,
gone, Doug.
someone took him. Oh shit!
Someone took him in the 4th round. I ain't doing that.
I told you that's where they're going to take him.
I'm taking this 6'4", 220-pound doofus from Indiana. Now let's find a wide receiver. Nope.
Look up Savion Williams. Is he available?
I don't see him.
You don't see him?
No, I'm going to grab a tackle. I'm going to find the
Defensive
fattest
tackle?
offensive tackle. I'm going to find the biggest, fattest one I can find that'll translate to guard for me. Actually, you know what? This Georgia Tech guy looking like it might be it. Nah, I don't like any of these guys. Maybe one of these guards will
Go to defensive tackle and look up Ty Robinson, see if he's there. Out of Nebraska. Ty Robinson. No?
No.
Oh, he got taken. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You know what?
Yeah, he's my defensive tackle to pick up in the later rounds. What's good, Southside? How you doing?
Hit the like button, everybody. You guys got to watch chat. I can't see it on this page. Oh, it looks like Big Jack's put that.
Joe Rist is asking any thoughts on Ty Robinson. Yes, I have thoughts. I call him the serial killer of this draft. You watch his tape, he has one of the highest motors out of defensive tackle. He's just going to plow through you and get to whoever has the ball no matter what. Even if you get past the defensive line, he's the one coming to hit you when it's all said and done. And if you watched him at the combine, he just looked like a soulless person standing there with nothing but darkness in his eyes the whole time. So I'm really impressed with Ty Robinson. I would take him definitely in the 4th round if he's available.
Well, definitely an uneventful draft, if I do say so myself. Kenneth Grant taken with the 13th overall pick. At the 48th pick, we take Devon Jackson. 98, we take Scattaboo. 118, which we got in a trade, we take cornerback Jordan Hancock. 135, we take Oronde Gadsden, the second tight end. Then Malachi Moore, safety out of Alabama. Jordan Phillips, defensive tackle from Maryland. Curtis Rorick with the 218th pick, quarterback Indiana. Simon Barrow, defensive tackle Miami. Jeremiah Harris, cornerback Iowa. And LaQuint Allen, running back Syracuse. I hate it. I hate my draft. I hate my draft. I don't like it.
In other words, you fire yourself?
I would fucking fire the hell out of me, dude.
Can I take a shot at it?
Yeah, let's go.
Give me a second. Hold on. Let me move to my desktop. And off of my phone, and I can.
By the way,
I'll
shout out
meet
to
you
the Panthers
there.
leading 4-1 in the second period, baby.
Let's go.
Go Panthers. All right. Give me a second. I'll be there in a heartbeat. I'll be right back.
You're good. Yes, CCRR. Very well may be. What's up, Southside? Hit the like button. I could definitely, again, to me, you can't really go wrong. I'm going to take what a terrible draft already.
What's up, Liz and Joe Wrist? So who's going live? Are you going live this Thursday, El Cap?
Yeah, definitely.
Just so you know, I will. If you're not going to, I'm going live all day Saturday.
Are you going live on Friday, Shake?
Yeah. If you need me to.
All right, because if you're going live Friday, that's going to be the draft show for TFTG. That's why I
think what we'll do is we'll set Thursday's show an hour before the draft start, Friday's show an hour before the draft, and then Saturday, Shake, if you're going to be chilling and whatnot. And we'll just do the Finn's Tailgate draft thing, and then everybody just fucking come and go.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because nobody really does day 3. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we've done them before in the past, but yeah, like we'll just keep it live. We'll be here for it, shooting the shit. Maybe on day 3 we'll drop the link. You know what I'm saying? When it gets a little bit squirrely and people could talk about day 1 and day 2 type of stuff. So, all right, let's.
Hey, let me share.
Oh, go ahead, dude. I don't give a shit. Fucking please.
I like the PFF one a little bit better, only because.
Me too. I hate this freaking Pull Football Talk one. They suck. I don't know why I did it. I tried.
The only reason I like it a little bit better is because of the fact that it allows you to change like the perception of like the other teams. Are they going to go more for randomness versus draft needs or anything like that? Actually, I just shut my phone off. Sorry about that. Let me share this. Here we go. Presents. Screen.
About face.
There you go.
Joe Wrist, maybe on Thursday after the draft pick, at some point, maybe we'll open the panel and get some fans up, get their reaction on the pick. That might be something we're willing to do.
All right. So El Cap, do you want it to be like the team's more geared to care for positional value, or do you want to just split down the middle for like randomness and all that?
I mean, I gotta say, I would be randomness, but also teams draft for needs. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
those two are really in the first 10 picks. That's what happens, right? Teams are drafting for need, but if somebody stupid valuable is there, they'll take it, which makes it super random. So
I got you. And for the perception of the rankings, do we want it more on the
I want
PFF?
it more public. PFF
More
don't
public.
mean shit to me. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd take the public over PFF, honestly.
Okay. All right. I just figured I'd ask and see what you thought. All right. And do we want the speed to be super fast or what?
Probably want it fast. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Doesn't
on
need to be
turbo right now.
Yeah, maybe just fast.
Fast. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start this mamma jamma. And am I going or are you going first? What are we doing?
You go first, and then I'll do the next one.
Okay.
All right, who's
let's
gone?
see. Cam Ward's gone. Abdul Carter to the Cleveland. Membu to the Giants.
Wow, Membu to the Giants is a friggin' crazy.
Teratoa McMillan to New England again.
Yeah,
So
I really think that's going to happen. I think a lot of people think that's going to happen. Even the simulators on that.
This, I think, might happen too. Ashton Genty to the Jaguars. However,
honestly, that would be a brilliant move by the Jags.
This is what's interesting. You could interchange both of these picks. Ashton Genty could very well go to the Raiders, and Travis Hunter could very well go to the Jaguars as well.
I agree with that take.
So definitely. Jalen Walker, yeah, I get it. You know, it makes sense. I figured Jets are going defense.
I could see the Jets shooting themselves in the foot and taking a linebacker with their 7th pick.
Mm-hmm.
As good as he is, he's never going to be a 7th round worthy linebacker. I don't really care. Not New York, anyhow.
However, I could also see the Jets shooting themselves in the foot and actually picking a tight end, and I think they get the Penn State tight end. That's who I have them picking.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
That would be wild.
That would be wild.
That poor bastard. He'd probably do good at Penn State, boy, though.
Definitely. Will Campbell tackle to the Panthers. That makes sense. I expect them to go offensive line. So it doesn't have to be Will Campbell specifically, but I expect them to address the position. Will
Johnson going to Saints is kind of a surprise.
Yeah, honestly. I personally think I think they're going to go after Will Campbell if he's there, or they pick up a quarterback. That's what I think they're going to do. So Will Johnson is a surprise. That's random. Mason Graham to Michigan. I'm sorry, to Chicago. That kind of makes sense. This one is kind of a surprise. They need offensive line more than anything right now. And
they take a tight end. They're
taking tight end. That's crazy. But
and Loveland at that.
It makes sense though. I'm hearing rumors that who's their big time tight end that they have over there that loves McDaniel? What's his name?
I know you're talking about. God, what's his name? Not Goddard.
No, it starts with a K. I think
wrestling guy.
Yeah, he goes to all the wrestling events too.
Yeah, what the hell is his name?
Kittle. Yes, Kittle is in the news that I guess they're not really open to negotiating with him. Like he's not happy with how the negotiations are going for his contract, and he might be on his way out. Supposedly, Tennessee is interested. Keep an eye out for that. If that happens, then this could be a thing. However, I don't think it's Colston Loveland they go after. I think it's more of a Tyler Warren.
Why would they go with Loveland over Warren?
Yeah, I don't know. This is interesting. Like you said, Dallas loves their defensive ends. The guy out of Boston College definitely makes sense. Guy's a hell of a defensive end. So we're on the clock. Right off the bat, Walter Nolan.
We got some picks.
We got a lot of picks here. So right off the bat, top picks are Walter Nolan, Malachi Starks, Mike Green is there, Jahdae Barron, Tyler Warren, for those people that like tight ends. I ain't touching Jahad Campbell.
I don't want him either, but somebody might want him to come up to trade for him.
Luther Burden, if you're looking for a receiver, he's going to be a heck of a receiver.
God, no.
Josh Simmons, I really like, but he's kind of He got
Little
injured
rich.
last season. So otherwise, I think he's one of the better tackles if he's not injured. So
Sounds like a Chris Greer special.
yeah, he does sound like a Chris Greer special. Kenny Grant, your boy, is still there. Now we have 5 trade teams that are interested in trading. Let's see who
what
they
you
are. Pittsburgh Steelers. They want to probably go up, get their quarterback, right? Let's see who else. Green Bay with pick 23. New York Giants at 34. Jacksonville Jaguars with 36. Chicago Bears at 39. I'm only willing to go maybe 21 or 23 at this point.
What are they giving up?
That is for us to negotiate with them. So, for example, you would select what you want to give up. So, let's say we gave up that. They're willing to give us 83. Maybe I'll send them 231. And so they'll give us 21, 83, and 123 for 231 and 13.
All right, I would take that in a fucking heartbeat. They're
Okay.
obviously coming up for a quarterback.
Yep, they took it. So let's resume the draft. Let's see what they took.
What'd they end up taking?
So they took the defensive end that you're not high on, Mike Green. I'm telling you, Mike Green has a hell of a motor. And knowing the Pittsburgh Steelers and that type of community, they look for those blue collar worker type players. Mike Green is the emphasis of that. It makes. I know you don't like it, but it's the truth.
I see it. Just nothing is popping out
I
for
get
me
you.
that says, "Oh my god!" Like if he had all of what he's got, but also had that freak type of stuff that comes with it, maybe. But
I
whatever.
get you. So Josh Simmons goes to the Colts. Jody Barron to the Falcons. Kevin Banks to the Cardinals.
Damn, that was
I
my
don't know how I
backup.
feel about that. Matthew Golden, damn. Not only do they have Higgins, not only do they have Jamar Chase, but now they have Matthew Golden. That is nuts. I'm sorry. That's the most craziest wide receiver room that I've seen in a while. Malachi Starks to the Saints. Again, they get a big time.
The Seahawks.
I'm sorry, the Seahawks. You're right. Miko Williams to the Broncos and Tyler Warren, which makes sense. The Broncos want to add weapons to their quarterback, Bo Nix. Makes complete sense. All right, let's see what we have on the board. Walter Nolan, he's still there. Jahad Campbell, Luther Burden, Amika Buka, wide receiver. Kenneth Grant, our boy, is still here.
It's got to be the pick, right?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take Kenneth Grant. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Kenneth Grant here. Makes sense. We're drafting him right at his ADP. Great value.
I like that.
Damn, my other guy that I was thinking about got picked up.
Nolan's still there.
Yeah, that's nuts. Now the question is, do the Dolphins double up on defense?
How could you not? How could you not?
Well, before we do, let's see what else is here. You got Benjamin Morrison. Nah, I could pass on that. Kevin Winston, I can get him in the next round. Ooh, Omar Norman Lott's there. He's a not bad prospect.
Better than Nolan?
No, Nolan's better, but he's not a bad prospect.
Xavier Watts is still there.
But I'll be frank with you. Xavier Watts is overrated, bro. I think he's not as great as what people think. I think other players around him cover up what he does on the field. There are other safeties I like better. Like, for example, and he was actually happened to be higher, and we actually met with this kid. The Dolphins met with him. Kevin Winston, I rate higher than Xavier Watts. That's just my opinion.
That is an interesting. Listen, I'll take your opinion over other people's opinions, Ali.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I will definitely.
Siobhan Revell is still here. This guy has first round talent. People projected him in the first round had he not gotten injured. And actually, here we'll show you his grades. Bro had an 84 in the games that he played in 2024, and 80 in 2023. It's not bad. You know, a lot of people kind of think he could have been had he played the full season, could have been a late first rounder.
Carolina, though. I mean, I don't know.
I get you. I get you, but that's what people are telling me.
What about the
and
trade offers? I see you got some trade offers there. Is anything looking like we could drop a pick or two?
we could. Donovan Jackson's still here too, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's take a look because we already picked up some extra.
Tampa would drop to 53, so that's 5 picks back. Who else wants to give us something?
Chicago at 72. I don't want to go that low.
No.
Minnesota. I don't want to go that low. No.
I don't know. 53. That's a couple picks back. If we lose, I mean, who's coming up?
I don't want to. I'm thinking about going after that second defensive tackle, man. Nolan.
I mean, buddy, could you imagine?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it, bro. I'm
the
sorry.
trenches on the defense is golden.
Yeah, at that point,
for-
you've almost created organic pressure. We don't have to worry about it anymore because you're gonna. It's gonna
be all right.
Let me actually see what he graded. Yeah, 88.9. Yeah, dude. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take this. All right. Let's see. Darian Porter's off the board. He was there too. Shit. Okay. All right. So we got. Let's see who was taken in this since our last pick.
Oh man, it's a big run.
Just bear with me. I'll just go pretty quickly here. Mason Taylor got picked up at 55. He was somebody we could have taken. The tight end, Jason Taylor's son.
Yeah.
Cam Spadabu, Washington got another offensive lineman, Donovan Jackson. Jack Sawyer goes to the Patriots. Ooh, this would have been a good safety pickup for us. I was hoping he'd still be there. He went to the Panthers. That makes sense. Jackson Dart to the freak.
Right
Jackson
before
Dart
us,
to
too.
the Seattle Seahawks.
Right.
Imagine if he was
before
there,
us.
bros. Imagine if he was there.
What's our next pick after 83? Because I think we got another one from the Steelers.
98.
Okay, so we've got another pick close. So let's see what we've got.
Now, real quick, before we get into it, had we not picked up the second defensive lineman, let's say we went corner or a safety at that point or something like that, with the second round pick, CJ West is still here in the third round. He's a guy that I like too. I think he could do wonders for us, and just having him and Kenneth Grant, that would transform your defensive line as well. So just to think, food for thought when we actually go into the draft.
Yeah, but is the one kid gonna slide that far? I don't think so.
Oh, Nolan, no. If he's
No
there
way.
at 48, you got to take
There's
it.
no way he slides that far.
No,
if he's sliding that far, he might just continue to slide because something came out bad.
And maybe it's a Tunzel situation. That would be interesting. We have this kid. Oh, I hear some good things about him. Aladejo.
Xavier Restrepo is available.
Restrepo, Damian Martinez is there. Jared Wilson. Vernon Broughton is okay, but he's not my main guy I would go after. Cameron Williams. Jalen Milroe is still there. We're looking for tight end. I hear good things about this kid from Bowling Green. Let's see. Devin Neal, if you're looking for running back. Baron Sorrell, edge, okay. Gunnar Helm. Ty Robinson. This is a guy I really like too. Let me do this. We definitely need to address corner.
Yeah.
103. I can kind of wait on it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's see. What other positions? People want guard, right? Let's see who's here. No, I can wait on that too.
Miles Frazier's somebody that's come up in talks a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you can get him with that 98th or 95th pick.
This is a weird
to
situation.
Me, the wide receiver and running back is where the best value's at right now.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
Then again, they're still like Damian Martinez is pretty good, but like how much better is he than a lot of these other guys?
Well, Damian Martinez is starting to fly up the board a little bit, right? And the real reality for our room, we have some similar players. David Achan and Jalen Wright are very similar. So essentially, you want a more of a physical back, something that
Damian
a
Martinez
different-
kind of he fits that physicality. That's for damn sure.
yeah,
He's a tough little son of a bitch.
He is a bigger physical back. I'm thinking Damian Martinez is the pick here. That's what I think I would do.
Well, Xavier Restrepo is available too.
Yeah, but here's the
I can't see Xavier Restrepo going anywhere and not being like a guy who is just consistently gonna make plays. Like, I mean, Will Howard's there too.
Yeah, listen, I hear what you're saying about Restrepo. Here's the reason I'm voting against it. The guy is like what, 5'4"? We already have a circus of midget receivers. I need
All
the
the more
taller
reason to
guy.
bring him home, baby.
If there's a guy that he's still available too. This guy here, I'm looking at soon. Savion Williams, this guy here, I really like what I saw from him. He's super fast, catches the ball, does a lot of things that we ask out of our receivers. Watch out for this guy. If he's available come draft day, especially in the 4th round, this is who I'm taking. But I do kind of, based on where we're at, the Eagles at 96 are offering me. I don't want to do that because I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose who I want. I'm taking, for me, because it's my draft.
Hey, yeah, get it, dog.
I'm taking Damian Martinez.
So far, I love your draft, and you could have taken either one of the you boys, and I'd have been happy.
All right. I'm sorry. I can't wait any longer. I'm going quarterback. I'm drafting the doofus that fits your mold.
Hell yeah.
So.
Yeah. Actually, I proved that. Yeah. Will Howard.
So far, I like your draft way better than mine. Damn, a lot of trade offers right now.
No, actually, none. There's none right now.
Oh, I thought it said 9 from where I was looking.
Zero.
Like, damn.
Let's see who's available here. Now, I'm going to go to my picks to see what I've addressed. I've solidified the defensive line. We won't need defensive line for a long time. Half the running back room is solidified. Quarterback room is solidified. So
you gotta go corner and
safety,
offensive tackle and safety. Like, you gotta address those areas. You might be able to get an edge rusher like Tyler Batty.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant. Ooh, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, yeah.
Or Noel Williams. Yeah, I'm gonna go Kobe Bryant.
Look, and then you got another pick right away.
Yeah. 129 and 143. All right, I'm gonna stick with the picks I have. I just want to see who was taking Gunnar Helm. CJ West finally went at 113. Let's see here. Okay. Just a minute.
And gonna get 2 Kansas boys.
That's a possibility. Let's see what's at safety. Ooh, Sebastian Castro.
That's the pick. Or Jalen Reed.
Yeah, or I can wait. I could get both of those a little bit later.
Yeah, honestly, even Woodson and Hancock aren't too bad.
Yeah. Let me look at linebacker real quick, or tight end. It's tight ends. Benjamin Yorsick, rank 119. Where is not safety? What was it I was going to look at? Tight end, and what was the other position I was going to look at?
I don't know.
Safety. No, safety I already looked at. Linebacker, that's what it was. Jack Kaiser. Yeah, okay. I am probably going to take Sebastian Castro.
By the way, Jack Kaiser sounds like a good football name.
Yeah, and he
Yeah, it
might be
does.
coming soon. Ty Robinson. We already addressed the defensive end or defensive line. Let me see what DNs do we have here. Edge. David Walker.
Put Darius Robinson.
Oh, look how this guy graded out. Holy shit.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm taking David Walker.
Why not?
Why not at this point?
Bring him home.
All right. Right. I don't need another quarterback. I'm good there. Isaiah Bond, I won't touch with a 10-foot pole. Ooh, do I finally address the center position? Who
Get
can
it.
also play guard. When's my next pick? 150, 155. Let me just check one other player here real quick. Linebacker. Cody Simon's still there. Oh, Kaiser's gone. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna address this. And then let me see what I got. I got safety, edge, center. Let me go to linebacker. Kobe King. I'm gonna go with Barrett Carter. And then we don't have
Now
anything
it's
to the
just-
7th round.
Yeah. Now it's just flyers.
Ooh, Kyle McCord is still there. Holy shit.
Take him.
This draft
Bring him
is
home.
not- I could bring him home. However, I need a tight end. Let's see. I got 224 and 253. I just kind of want to see what's here. Jimmy Horn.
And I don't care.
You don't care.
No, Jimmy Cackhorn, and I don't care.
I don't care. Took the old Miss tight end.
Yeah. And then I'm going to finish it off with a tackle.
You've earned 2 awards.
Great job. This that's a good looking draft, it says. Got A- for Kenneth Grant. Walt, that was a no-brainer.
The Will
Damn.
Howard, they gave you a D-, but hey.
I don't care.
Hey, Kobe Bryant, baby. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Barrett, Jack Nelson. I got
Jack
a
Nelson.
bro.
Got a good A.
I got a straight flat A. So that's what my draft would look like. I think this is
I think you did a good job.
I addressed pretty much everything. Seth McLaughlin, he got the award for the best center in college football. In fact, he also can play guard. If people want to know more about him, yes, he played for Ohio State, but he was actually with Alabama for 2 years before transferring to Ohio State. He had a draftable grade last season. He could have been drafted then, but he decided to play one more year
And win a championship. Good for him.
Well, he got injured late in the season, so he didn't get to
Still
play.
won. He's part of in spirit. Don't take it from him. Jeez,
I won't. But I'm just being honest. So, but he is
And
definitely.
he was injured. Bring him home.
He's super smart. He's one of those guys that if you talk to him, you'll know that he's like a rocket scientist kind of guy. Like super.
I hate him now. Shouldn't have told me that.
No, I think he's good because he can read defenses. That's kind of why I like him. And
It ain't that football. It's football. It ain't rocket science. All
I get
right.
you.
Well, let me give it the old college try.
All right. Let me start a new draft here. We want to keep it the same. Everything the same.
Yeah, everything the same.
You want to make any trade before the draft starts?
No, there's nobody I'm willing to go up for because I feel like one of 3 players will be there that I'll like with the 13th pick. In which case, if there's more than 3, I might drop back. So
All right, I'm going to go ahead and start draft then. Let's see who was taken. Cam Ward, obviously. Mason Graham at pick 2. Holy shit.
wow.
That's crazy. Abdul Carter goes to New York, which I kind of think they may end up with him possibly. Travis Hunter is who I thought would go to New England originally, right? Jalen Walker goes to the Jaguars. That makes
The
sense.
Jets take Shador Sanders.
That's nuts.
And they got
Is
3
it,
quarterbacks.
Yeah, they have 3 quarterbacks now, which is crazy. Armand Membu goes to the Raiders. Will Campbell goes to Panthers again. The Saints take Jade Brown this time, not Will Johnson.
Man, people love this fucking Loveland tight end from Michigan.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Holy cow.
I like Tyler Warren better personally. That's just me. But they're really high on him. Michael Williams goes to San Francisco. I could see that. And Kelvin Banks goes to Dallas, which I can definitely see. Now, who we have available? We have a lot of people available.
Yeah.
Ashton Genty is still there. Teratoa McMillan, if you're feeling frisky. Walter Nolan is still there. Malachi Starks. Mike Green. Tyler Warren. I don't even want to bring up this guy because everybody wants to draft guard. Will Johnson is still on the board. Luther Burden, Donovan Azuruku, Josh Simmons, and many more. Even your guy Kenny Grant. So you have
who's the trade offer with?
the Chargers to pick number 22. That's not too bad. That's right around the same
Not
area
because
that
there's
I
a
was.
couple of names I really like that are left there.
Mhm.
And if Kenneth Grant is still available at 22, I'm not going to be upset. And right now, I'm because I'd like to watch the show. The Genty to me is really what. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that trade right there.
So 22, 55, and 158 for our 13.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. They accepted. Let's see. Ooh, Genty went to the Steelers, which I think is a great pickup from them. Kenneth Grant to the freaking Phoenix.
That's okay.
Yeah, the Cardinals. Tyler Warren is who they went after. I'm telling you, they want a tight end.
I
personally think the
I could
Chargers
see them doing literally something just like that.
Yeah.
For Tyler Warren, because I think that's the piece. Honestly, a guy like that is exactly what they're missing because they've calmed down their offense a lot with what's his name over there now. So
yeah, but here's my question about that real quick, LCap. Do you think it's Tyler Warren or do you think it could be Loveland? Remember, Loveland played under Harbaugh his entire.
Well, Loveland's already off the board. Either one of those two guys going to him is going to make sense.
I got you. I was talking about in the real draft. So
in the real draft, I could see either one of those guys making sense
one.
for them because they're going to get the use out of it with Harbaugh and that offense he's trying to run. I see Malachi Starks is still available. Who else?
Let's see. Teratoa McMillan went to the Broncos. Trey Amos. That's kind of crazy right here. And then so we're available. So we got Walter Nolan, Malachi Starks, Luther Burden. You can get Josh Simmons, James Pierce, Matthew Golden if you want to go wide receiver. Omari Hampton's a pretty good damn running back. Zabel is a North Dakota State tackle. He's pretty good. Shamar Stewart, if people want to go edge, this is a guy to look at. Benjamin Morrison.
All right.
Good.
I see there's 2 trades. Who are they with? And for what?
Detroit for 28 and then San Francisco for 43. We need to pick somebody, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to take the safety.
Malachi
Starks.
I like it. I'll take it.
Pick.
Good pick.
At 22, I think it's a great pick.
100%.
Hey, man, Cap, you gained some redemption.
Yeah, I see that.
All right. So right now, there's a crazy player available. There's no way he lasts this long. But if for whatever reason we had a Tunzel thing happened in the second round and this guy is on the board, why not replace Tyreek Hill now versus waiting to the following year?
Well, let's see who else is available too, because I do see some trade offers, and I just want to look.
All right. Luther Burden, look at this, bro. He's
Yes.
ranked 15. I think this should be your pick personally. Kevin Winston Jr., he's a safety I like, but we've already addressed the position. Omar Norman Lott, he's pretty good. You got Jaden Higgins, wide receiver, edge, Landon Jackson, receivers. Darius Alexander, if you're looking for defensive tackle, this is a dark horse. He's a sleeper kid that I really like. That I think.
What's the trades?
Oh, trades. I'm sorry.
Let's see.
65 for New York Giants, and then 71 for Saints. That's too far.
Nah. Give me the wide receiver.
All right, we're replacing Tyreek Hill right here.
If not for nothing, we've got something moving in the future. Give me the safety. I don't even want to look any further.
We already did address. So you need.
Oh, that's my fault. My fault. No. Go.
You need a defensive lineman.
Let me see what corners are available.
Sure. Darian Porter, that's the kid that I really like. I think this would be a perfect spot for him personally.
When's my next pick?
98.
That's far.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let's look at tackles.
Offensive tackles?
Yeah.
Rank 69. You got
I'm not
Karate Espray. I don't know who the hell that is.
A little. Let me see guards.
This guy here, they are saying that he's going to be a guard in the league. Let's actually look more about him. He's 6'5", 336 pounds.
I like it.
I like it too. This is a little bit too early though.
Yeah, it's a little rich. I'm not picking him there, but I'll keep my eye for him in the next pick maybe.
Yeah.
What about look at tight ends.
Okay. Elijah Arroyo. A lot of people from Miami like this kid. This kid here has people say that he could end up in the first round.
Arroyo is how old is he now? Put it up there.
Is this the kid that he's 22? He's 22. They had another tight end that was there.
Yeah, he's still there. He's still there.
Holy shit!
He's like fucking.
He didn't grade very well though. That's the only reason why I'm kind of like.
Yeah, he had some spectacular catches here and there, but I don't know. Nah, I'm not feeling it. Let's
Let's look at hold on. We didn't go defensive tackle yet, right? So you got Norman Lott, who I really like. There's Darius Alexander. CJ West is still there. So I mean, and Alfred Collins. I hear good stuff about Alfred Collins. You have quite a few defensive tackles still available here. I would say your best bet.
Let me see. Corners here.
I think Darian Porter might be the guy here, and I'll tell you
why. Well, because it feels like there's a drop off after Darian Porter.
100%. That's exactly where I was going.
I feel like there's still some more value in that tackle right now.
Mm-hmm.
I like that I have a safety. Let's take Porter.
Okay.
We'll reconvene.
Well, if you need a running back, Keyshawn Junkins is definitely your physical back. I have him as the fourth best running back in this draft. So definitely really good person right there. Let's look at the defensive line position. All right, so those guys are all gone. They went with Fast and Furious, unfortunately. Ty Robinson is really good. We're in the third round, though. He's still kind of a little bit rich for me. We can get him
up a little bit. I want to see how far it dropped or down. I mean, on the keep going. Fuck, it's a who's who of I don't know who.
Yeah, I only know these two guys. These are the top two defensive line that I know. Let's look at some other positions though. So we already addressed. You wanted tackle, right? Yeah. Offensive tackle. This is that kid we were looking for. This is the pick.
Yeah,
This
that's
is him.
yeah. Let's go him.
Yeah.
Just feels like it's a better value at this current juncture.
Yeah. If Ty Robinson's there with the next pick, I'm going Ty Robinson, to be honest. Let's go to defensive tackle. That's
Go
what
to
we were
quarterback.
quarterback. We can Ty Robinson's still there. I just wanted to show you that. Okay.
Okay.
So he's still definitely there. Quarterback, Will Howard's the top of the pick right there.
Scroll down on the quarterbacks.
Kelly Leonard,
Keep
Dylan
going. Keep
Gabriel,
going.
Quinn Ewers.
All right.
Kyle McCord is the only other doofus quarterback that fits your mold, to be honest.
All right. Let's go back to D tackles.
D tackles, okay.
Let me see everything. Like, what's the highest ranked position like left on the board?
Oh, so you want to see everything? Okay.
Yeah.
Elijah Roberts out of edge out of SMU. That would be get some really good value there, to be honest, if you're getting him now. Cameron Williams, he's okay. Not the best tackle at Texas. Dorian Strong, if you want to double up on corner, that's not a bad option. Savion Jones, he's the edge out of LSU. Looks like it's safety and edge is really Gunnar Helm is a tight end that people talk about. I just don't think he's the tight end for us, to be honest.
Go
Billy
back to
Bowman.
the top real quick.
Go ahead.
Go back
Real
to
quick,
the top.
by the way, just so everybody knows, end of the second period, Panthers are up 5-2, and the Lakers are winning 34-15.
Awesome. Thank you very much for the update. I almost
Holy
forgot.
cow. Damn, Lakers up a bunch. Give me Cameron Williams.
The tackle out of Texas?
Yep.
I'm just looking at
let me see. You know what? Pull tackles back up. I want to look at it again.
I kind of think he looks like he grades better. I would kind of wait.
Yeah, I might
based
want to
on where
wait.
you're at, you can wait and get Jalen Rivers. What I think, let's actually go back to this other position we haven't addressed yet.
Linebacker? Oh.
Defensive line. This is who I like personally. 6'6", 310 pounds. I would go for either or of these guys, to be honest. Or we pick a quarterback here. That's where I'm at. It's either defensive line or a quarterback.
Where's my next pick at?
Your pick at 116, and then it's 135.
All right, give me Ty Robinson.
Okay.
I think get quarterback right here. Go quarterbacks.
Will Howard's gone.
That's
Riley
all right.
Leonard, Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ewers, or Kyle McCord?
Nah, I'm not going quarterback here.
All right. Let's go back to that tackle position, I guess. Or we can go running back. Let's see what running backs are available. Jacques Hunter. Trevor Etienne. Some people like him.
Yeah, he got a DUI last year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything.
I'm not feeling any of them.
Yeah, let's see. Tight end, maybe. Gunnar Helm is still on the board, God damn it. Gunnar Helm is still there.
Scroll up. Let me see who else is left in the tight end room.
Gunnar
Or
Helm.
down,
Mitchell
I mean. Scroll
Sims,
down.
Thomas Fone, Jake Brimstall, Caden Pickerson,
I don't like any of this.
Luke Lachey. I hear good things from Mystic about him.
Yeah, Mystic's got a lot of good stuff to say about Iowa boys. I might take a second safety.
Makes sense.
Down year 2024, falls down the draft a little bit.
Yeah.
Give me him. Give me him.
Real quick, I'm just looking to see what else is here. Okay. Yeah, you want to go Castro?
Yeah, give me Castro.
Okay. All right, Gunnar Helm is still on the board. We could also go corner. Corner is also available to us. We can go Mello Dotson, for example.
Scroll up a little bit. Or no, I mean
Down.
Yeah.
Jalen Rivers, that one tackle that we said that we were considering, he's still available.
Who else is available?
33%.
What was that?
Who
I'm
else
sorry.
is available? Keep scrolling up. Yeah.
What the fuck?
There's that center that I really like.
Yeah, I almost want to grab the center. I got what's the next pick?
We're at 150, and then we have 155. So you can still get him if you want to get somebody
All
else.
right, take Gunnar Helm. Fuck it.
Okay.
Gunnar Helmsley.
Now
Hell
scroll
yeah. It's
back,
all about
get
the
the center.
game.
Get Seth.
It's Seth.
Yep.
You want to get Jalen Rivers at the tackle at the same time?
Fucking might as well, dude. Apparently they want us to take him.
The offensive line. I don't want to hear that the offensive line is an issue anymore at this point. I do not want to hear it. Hey,
Now
you can get
take Kyle
cornerback Kyle
McCord.
McCord. Now you got
Now
to take Kyle.
Kyle McCord. Yep.
Yeah. And now you can get linebacker, which I do think we addressed. Cody Simon, honestly, is who I would take here in a heartbeat.
Well, hold on. I want to see what other running backs are left.
Ooh, Denzel Burke dropped. That's an option as well. Denzel Burke or Cody Simon are the top two picks, in my opinion. There's nobody I know.
Yeah, no, I'm not digging any of this.
Ollie Gordon, we have checked out. The team has talked to him.
Yeah,
but you can get
pretty
him.
Sure, he'll be there as a UDFA.
Yeah.
Go back to. Damn, I kind of want one of those Ohio boys. The only thing is, they you got to remember too. Like, click on Cody Simon. I want to look at him.
He grades pretty well.
He grades well, but just I'm thinking about fatigue, right? As far as impact this year, he ain't gonna do nothing. I guess just as a special team guy, 6'2", 235.
I'll tell you this, I expect him to do better than the linebacker we drafted a couple years ago.
Channing Tindall. Yeah,
I think he's going to do more than that.
Let's take him. Good to replace Channing Tindall, special teams guy right away. Scroll up. Let's see who's left.
We can get Taj Brooks.
Yeah, give me the Texas Tech running back. Fuck it.
I just wanted to see what else is there. There's tight end.
Oh wait.
B. Hudson.
Yeah, give me the Texas Tech running back.
All right, there we go. You've earned 2 awards.
It's about time.
Great job. That's a good looking draft. It says you got an A+ for Malachi Starks, A+ for Luther Burden. Look at that.
Yep.
I don't
C+.
agree with this. I think this really should be higher. A+. I agree. You had a hell of a draft, bro. Look at this. A across the board. Cody Simon got A-. Yeah, solid A, just like I did, man.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Top 14% of Dolphin drafts.
Yeah. It's one of the best, bro. I would take this in a heartbeat.
I'm not mad at it.
If we came away with this, bro, you just reformed the whole team almost. And now it's just a matter of moving off of some of our older, contracts that we have. I'm
not happy with the defensive line additions, but I am happy with the defensive additions. There's two new safeties. You got some offensive line, influx of a lot of guys towards the end of the draft. You got centers, tackles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's a scatterbox. I think it's all right.
I know you're not happy that we didn't really hit on the defensive tackle position, but I will tell you that I personally think that Ty Robinson is a hell of a pickup. Go watch his motor, bro. He's one of those farm boy guys that just goes after the quarterback and doesn't care who the hell's in front of him. He has a great explosive first step, and he has one hell of a nonstop.
CCRR
motor.
says D- for taking Malachi Starks, but you got to understand, I didn't take him at 13. I traded back and took him at 22.
Yeah, I took him at 22. That's correct.
That's a much better. Taking him at 13, yeah, I think is a D minus. But taking him with the 22nd pick because you traded back and got it, that's good.
I actually agree with this message and approve. He has my sign of approval. Ty would start immediately. I think it's a steal if you get him there. He is one of the best kept secrets in this draft. Not a lot of people are talking about him, and one hell of a good team is going to end up with him and be blown away. That's what I really think. So this
right, Shake.
that you got is one hell of a draft.
Shake.
Yes, sir.
Ali got an A and I got an A. Can you get an A?
All right, let's do this.
Do you want to make any pre-draft trades?
Yeah, we're trading.
Want to move up the
Tyreek Hill.
board.
No, just playing. Let's go.
Just go ahead and start the draft.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep in mind, I've done this a few times.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Cam Ward got taken first. Travis Hunter to Cleveland. Territory McMillan to the Giants. Mason Graham to the Patriots. Will Campbell to the Jaguars. Makes sense. Abdul Carter to the Raiders. Holy crap. Shador Sanders to the Jets again. Derek Harmon to the Panthers. Armand Bembu to the Saints. Genti to the Bears. Mikael Williams goes to San Francisco. Amika Abuka to Dallas Cowboys.
Wow, that's a fucking wild card.
Yeah, so you got a lot of players to choose
You got
from.
great players to choose
Yeah,
from.
Walter
Scroll up.
Nolan.
Let's see who else we got.
Malachi Starks, Mike Green, Jahdae Brown, Tyler Warren, Jahad Campbell, Will Johnson is still there. Luther
You have any
Burden.
trade backs offers?
You have 2.
What do I got?
Arizona at 16. That's a pretty good. You could drop 3 picks. Or Washington at 29.
I'll do. Let's see what. Let me get the. See if they can give me the 47.
They will not give you the 47. Let me try something though. Hold on. No, they're being kind of stingy.
Well, see if they'll
Give them the 98. Give them the 98 as well.
I
Give them our 98.
I want more picks. I don't want less picks.
Who cares about 98? I'd rather have a 47. I'd rather have another 47 than a 98.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I see what you mean. Let me remove
Take
this.
back the 50.
So there's a 60.
Oh, wait, yeah, all right.
There's a 66% chance
All
they'll
right.
accept this. Hold on, let me see something. Let's start this first. So, okay.
They got it. You
They
got it.
accepted. Resume draft.
All right, let's do this.
So Walter Nolan, Malachi Starks, Mike Green, Jahdae Brown. Virtually everybody we want is still there. Kenneth Grant is still there too.
And you got 2 trade offers still, Shake.
Los Angeles Chargers at 22, or Minnesota Vikings at 24.
Let's go with the Chargers, but we'll take their second round too.
Just like that,
Yeah.
they accept
Damn,
it.
Shake, I'm loving it, dude. Shake's gonna kill it, dude.
All right.
What? Mike, listen, taking Mike Green. Damn, Shake.
He can still get anybody he wants, including Kenneth Grant.
What the fuck?
That's Kenneth Grant. That's a defensive tackle.
That's
But you also have Will
tackle that I would
Johnson
like,
available
yeah.
too.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
take
Will
Will Johnson.
Johnson.
Why not?
Will Johnson?
Yes.
Okay. James Pierce, the edge, is available. Norman Lott. You get back-to-back picks here, 47 and 48. So you can go and double up on corner and get Siobhan Ravel if you want. Darian Porter is there. Darius Alexander for defensive line. I know we're looking for that. He's my sleeper. Yeah, you can virtually have anybody you want, bro. So what are you looking for?
Well, hold up. There's 2 trade offers in. Now you have the next pick. So if you did pick up some extra capital.
No, I'm sorry.
Nah,
That's too far, bro. That's too far.
It's in the 3rd round. Never mind. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. So what we have an
We've only
offensive
gotten
guard.
corner. We've
You
only
want to
gotten
see
a
what's
corner.
available in corner or offensive guard? Tate
Yeah.
Radledge is there, but you could probably get him with either the next pick or
You
the pick
definitely
right
go with
after.
the next pick.
Yeah.
What about defensive tackle?
Norman Lott, Darius Alexander. These are two really good guys I would consider. TJ Sanders is not bad, but if you're willing to wait to pick 55, you could get either TJ Sanders or CJ West. I think they're pretty good too. It's really up to you, Shake. What do you want to do?
What do you got in the safety market? What about safety? Yeah, there we go.
Good call.
Ooh, Andrew Makuba. This would be a hell of a pick right now, too. Lathan Ransom's okay, but I think he's more of a third or fourth rounder.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll get that. Cuba.
Makuba, definitely. One of the hardest hitting safeties in this draft.
And now you have the next pick. So you've addressed corner and safety.
We'll do that.
Maybe
That
it's
that
time-
the guy from Georgia, Ratledge,
Guard?
what's his name? The guard, yeah.
Yeah, Ratledge. Yeah, I like that.
I'll take it.
Joris says
guard.
Makumba's a reach.
Oh, no. Okay, you have to go defensive tackle now. Norman Lott is still here. This would be a hell of a pickup, to be honest. That's what I would go. But let's
What's
see
that?
what else is here.
Defensive tackle.
Yeah, defensive tackle would be a pick. Darius Alexander's still on the board, so
Still available.
I would say Norman Lott. or
Now
Darius
hold up.
Alexander.
Your next pick isn't till 116. You have 3 trade offers from the 50.
Yeah, let's see.
See what they're offering you. 57.
So that's 2 picks
That's
away.
down 2 picks.
Then you got 78 or 81. I kind of feel he needs to either trade with Carolina, maybe. Let's
See if you
see.
could steal that 74th pick from Carolina, Shake. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do that.
How badly do they want to move up 2 spots?
Not very badly.
Well, hold on. What else do we have that we can offer them if we give them the 74th?
Give him 116.
Nah. Don't give
Or
them that. You want to
195.
keep
Give him
116.
195.
Try to give them one of these other smaller picks.
224.
Well, let me see something.
Yeah, give them fucking 2026 5th rounder. Bricks.
No, they're not interested.
Nah,
I
fuck
don't
it.
know
Well, then what the fuck are they trying to give away?
I have no idea.
Well, then fuck them.
All right, fuck them. At this point, I think it's smart to maybe just draft our players at this point.
Yeah.
For me, I'll just give you my opinion. I think it has to be defensive tackle.
Well, you're not
I
going to
like
make another
Norman Lott.
defensive tackle pick till 116. So
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah,
think that's what it is.
yeah, we'll do Omar Lott then, I guess.
Okay. All right. All right. So now the best players are Elijah Roberts, safety out of Ohio State, Lathan Ransom. Again, I said he was a 4th rounder. That's why I thought you could still get him.
there's
Wyatt,
that tight end.
yeah, this Harold Fanning Jr., the tight end out of Bowling Green. Let's see here. Just trying to see who else is here. Gunnar Helm, tight end, is there. Kobe
We'll
Bryant.
get
Go ahead.
go back to the top of the draft. Top of the
Yeah,
go to the top. The
It's
beginning.
the top.
this is the top.
Okay. Let me see. Let me get that tackle.
Wyatt
That's the
Milne
tackle.
out of West Virginia.
Yeah.
Grades pretty well too. Okay,
Not a bad pick.
not a bad pick at all.
Alrighty.
135. Best player is a safety. Mickens out of Clemson.
There's Will Howard.
Will Howard's there. if
You're
you
in the
want
4th
quarterback.
round
quarterback?
now.
The quarterback, Will Howard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. We'll get that quarterback.
Okay.
All right.
Now,
What running backs
Even
are
she look,
available?
my cat ran up to make that pick.
let's see. You could go center, Seth McLaughlin, tight end, Dylan Fairchild, guard.
Give me the center.
The center, okay. Back on the board again. You can still go guard. You can go tackle, Jalen Rivers.
What defensive tackles are available?
Let's take a look.
See if we can double dip and find some value.
There's Ty Hamilton. He's okay.
Tim Smith. How big is Tim Smith? I feel like he's a freaking house.
How big is he? Let's see. He's 6'4", 314.
It's actually a good size for a guard. Not too tall, stout, but still light enough to move around. Who else? And he's a Florida boy.
Shout out to
Guilford.
B21. Appreciate you.
He's a defensive tackle, though. Tim Smith.
Is that Hunter guy Helms still available?
Let's go to tight end. Let's take a look. No. Let's see. There's nobody I know in these tight ends. To be honest, Luke Lachey maybe, but that's not until the 7th round, bro. Wide receiver.
Yeah, all right. That's fine.
No. What about running back? We haven't addressed that. I don't know any of these names. Not to the 7th round. I wouldn't touch that either.
Let me get that guard from Georgia then. Fuck it. We're shorting up
both
the line.
guards out of Georgia. Holy crap.
Hell yeah.
Kyle McCord, if you want to double up on QB, we'll have 4 QBs in the room. What the hell? Kobe King, linebacker. I think that would be a decent pick.
Let me look at his measurables.
What about your dude? What about your dude? Jason Marshall. And no? You don't like that? Kobe King. Kobe King, 6'1", 248 pounds. He graded pretty well, had back-to-back pretty decent seasons. He had 74 tackles last season, 31 assisted tackles. Let's see. I was trying to see if it had sacks on here, and I don't see it unless I'm blind. Yeah. Looks like he's definitely a really good run defense. So he still likes to stuff the run. That's something we like to do. Yeah, he's basically kind of what we already have with Kenny Britt, kind of. But he's younger. I would say he's a little bit better of a run stuffer, so that's an option for you. What do you think, Shake?
I'm gonna trust whatchamacallit, Nick Noah.
Nick Noah?
Mm-hmm.
Who's that? He's not even on the board.
Okay. Let me see what you have in tight end. Let me see tight ends.
Oh, Nick Nash, not Nick Noah.
Oh my bad.
Nash.
He's a wide San Jose wide receiver.
Receiving grade 86.9. He graded out very well versus man coverage.
Oh, how tall is he?
6'3",
Hell
195
yeah, we'll
pounds.
take it.
Okay.
We'll our next Devontae Parker right there.
Guy's almost 26 years old, dude.
No, Devontae
They're
Parker's
back on
about
the
the
board.
same age.
Kobe King is still here. Kyle McCord is still here. We can go running back. If you want to go corner, Jason Marshall Jr. is here.
Florida boy.
Florida
Yeah.
boy. Maxton Hook, safety. You want to go Florida boy?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? John Williams, tackle. Jack Nelson. Jalen Coyers. Jalen Smith, corner. Corey Kinner.
I say you get the running back from Cincy.
Let's get that tight end. Might as well get some.
Jalen Coyers, Texas Tech.
Let's look at the tight end real quick.
Tight end room. Okay. Curious. Luke Lachey's there. I hear good things. Guy's pretty good from what I understood. I don't know. He didn't grade very well.
Graded terrible.
Yeah. Rondé Gatson is there.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's get some royalty in this motherfucker.
Hell yeah. You
And
earned
with the
2
last
awards.
pick.
Great
All
job.
right.
Great looking draft. Got A+. Makuba, D-. I disagree with this 100%. I don't agree with that at all. A+. A. You got A for the solid A. Triple
Yeah.
A mock draft here. That's what it is. Triple
Yep.
A. Damn.
And look
top
at that
20.
around the board. Tonk, you want to give a go?
Yeah, you gonna let? Oh shit! Was I up the whole time?
100%.
No. Yeah, you've been up the whole time.
I'm sorry. I'm a knucklehead.
Nah, yeah, you are.
Because I didn't because I don't know because I'm a knucklehead. All right, so
You want to draft?
so I can't really see the screen that well.
All right.
But what I'm looking for is offensive line, deep defense, like
Defensive
safety,
line,
safety.
safety.
And corners, and someone that is good at offense, like maybe a tight end or a slot receiver or someone like that, but has also could maybe look as a third quarterback.
Mhm.
All right. Well, let's start the draft and see what's available.
All right. CCRR, who says Pierce dropped because of character issues. Half the first round has off the field issues. I wanted to address this real quick. You are right. There's a lot of players in this draft that have off the field issues. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't end there. Not only do they have off the field issues, they have injury issues up and down this draft a lot too. So that's another reason why players are falling. All right, so right off the bat, Cam Ward goes to Tennessee. We know he's going to be the number 1 pick. Travis Hunter to Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders to the Giants. Mason Graham ends up becoming a Patriot. Abdul Carter to the Jaguars. That's a big wow. Jalen Walker to the Raiders. Jets go Will Campbell, the offensive lineman. Territory McMillan to the Panthers. Genty to the Saints, followed by Gray Zabel to the Chicago Bears. I could see that happening. Colston Loveland to San Francisco. Will Johnson, the pick right before us, goes to the Cowboys. So you said you were looking for offensive linemen. That's what you want, first pick?
Yeah.
Well, the best, I honestly probably would be either Armand Membu or Calvin Banks Jr.
I would
There's
go
also
Membu,
Josh Simmons, but I think Membu is going to be your pick here. He's the best one.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Is that your pick, Tonk? I want Tonk's confirmation.
Well, I was thinking him or Josh, because I mean, I don't know. I just if the player just played on the team that won the national championship.
Well, here's the thing. Josh Simmons, even though he was part of the team, he did get injured, right? So he didn't get to finish.
I didn't realize he was. He had an
that's
injury.
why he's kind of dropped.
What injury? What kind of injury was it?
Oh, let me see if this will tell me. Give me a second. ACL tear.
Damn. Did he have surgery yet?
Yeah, I believe he already had his surgery. He's expected to make a full recovery and everything. The issue with Josh Simmons, it's not really an issue. If he was healthy, honest to God, he's the biggest competitor and literally can play up and down the offensive line, no problem.
How
right?
much healthier?
I personally think your best bet, though, if you want to be safe but actually have one of the best offensive linemen, you go Membu, bro. That's where I would go.
All right. I mean, Missouri is known for having good defensive players.
Or offensive linemen, you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. They've had a solid program since they've been in the SEC, so I'll take them. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go with Armand Membu with the first pick.
Interesting enough, no trade offers.
Yeah.
So what is this program y'all are using?
It's
PFF.
PFF.
It's
Draft
their
simulator.
PFF mock simulator.
That's cool.
We're at pick 48 now. We do have a trade offer. I want to see what it is. Oh, it's to 78. That's 30 picks later. Yeah, I can pass. I think you should
No
pass.
way. No
Yeah.
way.
No way. No way. Again, a crazy player is available right at 48. You could go ahead and draft
That
Tyreek
wide
Hills.
receiver you were asking for right there, a big playmaker, and Luther Burden.
That's Tyreek Hill's replacement. I would draft him in a heartbeat if he was there at 48. He won't be in real life, but if he's there at 48, I'm picking him in a heartbeat.
Okay, I'll take him.
Okay.
So I got offensive line. I got a wide receiver. What about defense?
Defensive tackle.
What about
Damn,
corner?
CJ West
corner-
is sitting right there.
So cornerbacks, defensive tackle,
Cornerback, safety, and defensive tackle is really where you need to go. Those three positions.
I'm just seeing what's available. So there's two guys available as corners, Dorian Strong or Jacob Parrish. I would say Dorian Strong probably would be your better bet out of those two. He graded pretty well. He played for Virginia Tech. Let's see who the defensive tackles are though, because there's some ones that may be good here. CJ West is the highest rated defensive tackle. His ranking is 72. We're at pick 98. He would be a hell of a pickup, to be honest. And he graded overall.
I heard of him. I've heard of him.
Yeah. I think overall, I think he's your guy. I think you should take him.
Run it.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Now you may want to look at corner. Let's see if what corners are available. Well, the one that we looked at from Virginia Tech, he was taken, but you got Jacob Parrish here. He's not bad. I kind of like Kobe Bryant a little bit more.
I think you were talking about him this season at one point.
Kobe Bryant, I wasn't the one talking about him. Kobe Bryant, I just drafted him in the mock draft, but it wasn't me. But I do like him.
Someone was talking about him earlier this season, last season or whatever. Let's run it. Kobe Bryant.
Okay, Kobe Bryant. All right, so we have addressed so far tackle, wide receiver, defensive line, and corner. We still have needs at guard. Actually, all of those needs, to be honest. Tight end, you can pretty much go anywhere you want at this point. So it's up to you. The best player on the board is Danny Stunsman, the linebacker out of Oklahoma. There's also Jonas Sanker, safety out of Virginia.
What do you mean? What is linebacker? Is that on offense or defense?
Linebacker is on defense.
Do we have any more corners or safeties?
There, Jonas Sanker, you could draft. Will Howard is available, the quarterback, if you want to go that route.
Hold on, you said Will Howard is the quarterback?
Yeah, he's available right now.
Yeah.
Will Howard? Okay.
Yeah. And then we have one more pick.
We have
you got the safety Sankey still there.
I want another. Yeah, throw him in. Yeah, we need another safety. Yes.
Okay. Now we're back on the board again.
So since I got a quarterback, I don't necessarily need to worry about a dual player. I can go. Do we have any more offensive linemen?
We have a lot. Let's see.
The Dylan Fairchild isn't a bad pick.
Yeah, take the. I was gonna say go to Georgia for this.
Okay.
Is there any more defensive players from Georgia available?
Let's see here. Not really. Now we're more into the running backs, tight ends.
All right, tight ends. Let's get a tight end.
Okay.
Ole
Ole Miss has Caden Pickerson. He's the best rated tight end that's available right now. There's also Jalen Conyers or CJ Diprier from Alabama, or Luke Lachey from Iowa for tight ends.
Go all the way up. Go to yeah. Let's take Caleb. Caden. Yeah.
All right. Now let's see what options you have. If you want to go get the wide receiver, Shamir Dyke, I think is how you say it. I don't know how to say that. From the Florida boy, you know. There's also another guard, Tyler Cooper, you could take. Jake Majors, if you're looking.
What position is guard? What's what
defensive lineman?
It's what?
It's an offensive lineman.
Yeah, take the guard.
Okay, now you can go wherever you want. We're in the 7th round. We have 1 pick remaining. We can go running back.
Yeah, we haven't had a What do we got for running backs?
The best available would be Raheem Sanders out of South Carolina. There's also the guy out of USC, Jacoborvius Marks, Ollie Gordon, Montrell Johnson out of Florida. Donovan Edwards.
Who's the defense?
I don't know. It's up to you, Tonk, wherever you want to go.
What y'all thinking?
What was that? I'm sorry?
What y'all thinking?
I would just take the best available at this point.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, at the running backs, you can't go wrong with BPA at this point with the last pick in the 7th round.
He earned 1 award.
So what I get? A plus?
A plus, A plus, A plus, B plus, B, A, B minus, A plus, B minus, A plus.
Boom, baby. Boom, baby.
Bam.
What I tell you? I told you. I said A plus. Here it goes. I said, here it comes. A plus.
Tonk with the literal best draft out of us all. Riding on the skin of his ball sack on this one.
Oh, dude, shit! Like fucking, not even peach fuzz got fucking cleaned off of that motherfucker.
Yeah, dog, you just shaved the freaking.
Yo, but you know why?
Top 3 picks
you know why?
Were smashes.
Because I've been paying attention to what y'all been saying.
See, look at that. Look at that. Those top 3 picks are killers. Those top 3: Membu, Luther Burden, funny 2 Missouri guys, and then the Indiana CJ West guy. Killers.
Man, freaking Michael K is on a tear right now.
Who?
Is he crying?
Well, he made the comment, if Donk gets more than a C+ without knowing the positions, the A's, the rest of the TFTG crew.
No, it means I'm not afraid to ask questions, you freaking knucklehead.
I agree. That's what it means. Oh man.
I mean, how? No, there's no way I could actually.
The collective helped pick this. If we're being real,
to ask people's input.
Yeah. To be 100% honest, the collective helped. I agree. I agree with what El Cap said. And in addition, I was giving opinions, and so was everyone else. So, you know.
Yeah, but that's what it takes to build a team. You don't you need input, and that's what I would do.
Listen, he's just mad because Tonk knows more about football than he does.
Yeah.
And he watches this show probably more than me, and he still don't know.
Well, because he don't listen. That's his fucking problem.
He's just sitting there.
He
talking
thinks he knows
shit the whole
everything,
time.
and he's just talking shit, counting how many times Ali says the word right, like a fucking autistic moron, and he wonders why. He wonders why he ain't learned nothing.
He's got a little clicker like a referee.
Yeah, yeah. He's like,
no, he has it. It's a drinking game.
Yeah, yeah.
He's fucking hammered by the end of an episode.
That's it.
So I've gone back. I'm looking, and since I mentioned my, he's worried about my right my right counter when it's my left counter that he needs to
He
worry
ain't said a
about.
word about it, has he? He hasn't counted
I'm
you saying the word right once.
Yeah, I don't see
He
it,
is
bro.
worried
You
about
stop
that.
counting. Oh man, that's some funny stuff, bro.
Yeah, it is. Well, I think the exercise was fun. It was good. Probably won't be doing another mock draft because here's the reality. Right now, the Dolphins could go anywhere. I think the one thing outside what's crazy is Tonk's the only one that didn't get a trade offer in the first round and didn't trade back, and the board fell beautifully for him.
Yeah.
Getting the best grade out of all of us, while
Bro,
the rest of us were looking to trade back in the first round.
if the board drops that way on draft day, bro.
Oh my God, if Membu's there, you have to take it. I would be a stat. Like, to even think of the Dolphins taking Membu, I don't even see that happening. It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Bro,
because I'm not there.
I mean, listen, Chris Greer. I mean, they're busy using a collective mentality with their draft picks. They should just hire us. They could even pay us even a very small percentage to do the draft for them as the other collective.
We'll be liaison to Chris Greer.
Yeah, we could what do they call it? Consultants. You know, we're fine. We don't even need to take the credit. Just throw us some money. You know, I mean, what's it worth to you? I'll negotiate, boys. We'll get something nice out of this. I'm thinking season tickets for home and away games around. And then what I'll do is for the 8 games of travel plus the team members, will then equate that into a financial number and say, hey, you know, for us to fly to Dallas to go to watch the Dolphins versus the Cowboys to see the game, I want that paid for. So all expenses paid to watch all the games. Let us make the pick, and we'll reconvene next year.
Hey, by the way, Tonk, I'm talking to my boss tomorrow, August 2nd. I might be in your neck of the woods.
August 2nd.
Ooh. Tonk and shake money at the strip club, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Aurora Street.
That's Saturday.
Unfortunately, I'm bringing my wife with me, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
Now just bring the missus, shake.
So that's perfect.
I'm doing this for our anniversary. That's why.
Dude, we're going to North Cascades National Park.
Sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that's all I got. Right, we're gonna be doing the draft here day after tomorrow live. Make sure you guys are here. The gang will all be here as we watch the draft unfold right before our very eyes. It'll move extremely slow, as you guys know. I mean, there's been a lot of people saying that. I mean, even Adam Schefter's tweeting out that they've
the cabal.
Yeah, that the cabal has reached out. The first, second, and third picks have already let people know who they're going to pick, is what they're saying. Cam Ward should be the overall number 1 first pick. It shouldn't take long to do that, yet they'll take 15 full minutes to make a pick that we knew they were going to make. So it'll be quite some time. Dolphins will be picking, and it'll be 10 o'clock at night before we get to finally hear who they're taking. So, but that'll be all right. And then afterwards, maybe we'll drop the link, let people know. I mean, depending on who's fall down the board, hopefully. I mean, who knows? It could get really crazy. We know this in draft night. Jackson Dart goes over Shador in top 10. It would blow everybody's mind.
There's a name that we didn't talk about today because I didn't really see his name come up in the draft at all. But a lot of people are talking about this kid could be drafted in the first round. Tyler Shug, bro. I don't think we talk about this kid enough because a lot of people are talking about him, and he's blown up on news everywhere where I see him. You know, people say that he's going to go in the later of the first round. So,
I mean, maybe again. You can never really, depending on position groups and runs,
Yeah.
right? If there's a run, I mean, we always know a couple of guys in the first round are going to be taken in certain position groups: edge rusher, corner, tackle. These type of positions, wide receiver, those 4 positions. Edge rusher, tackle, the guy who stops the guy from being sacked, and the guy who tries to sack the guy. Those 2, pass catcher and pass defender. Those 4 positions you'll see in the first 32 picks. You'll probably see about 14 of them go to those positions alone. That's just how it is every draft. So beyond that, it's where do other things fall? If in the first 12 picks, there's 3 quarterbacks taken, the Miami Dolphins are going to find themselves in a very great position to grab somebody in high value, whether it's defensive tackle, whether it's an offensive tackle, or, God, I don't know, maybe there hasn't been a wide receiver taken off the board. The Dolphins are like, hell yeah, I'm going to take a guy who should have never been here. So until then, maybe we'll pop in tomorrow, do some talking, maybe a panel. Any shows tomorrow? Nobody had anything scheduled? Maybe I'll go live tomorrow.
Oh, yes. 4th and 10U, the night before the draft episode.
Beautiful.
We'll be airing tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I want to say. It's around 5:30. Keep an eye out for that. A lot of good information. Shake was there. So me, Shake, and Mike on the mic. So another great episode. But yeah, I'll be live with TFTG also all day Thursday, Friday, and maybe part of Saturday too.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we're going to have some definite fun stuff coming over, the draft time. This is at least something cooking around these parts. So make sure you guys are hitting the like button.
I was sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you reading that?
I was about to. Anthony wanted me to talk about it real quick. If Sanders falls to Miami at 13, what teams behind us are desperate enough to give a ton of capital in this draft to get him? Maybe the Steelers. Maybe
the Steelers would be the only team that I would want to.
Well, there's also the Saints that could be, but they picked before us though, so it can't be.
That's just it. The Giants, the Saints, the Browns, all of them have already picked. So unless you want to get out of the first round and into the second, I mean,
where do the Cardinals pick? Where do the Cardinals
pick at 16? And they're not gonna take Shador. I don't think so. Again, the only team to me that makes sense to pick Shador behind us is
the Steelers.
The Steelers, in which case that's every team behind the Steelers. Like now, if we're picking 13 and the Giants are on the phone and the Steelers know it, and the Giants are going to promise us the moon and the stars and give us a 2026 first round pick along with this year's second and next year's second, we might be saying, hey, we really want to pick in the first round this year. If you give us your second, Steelers, and next year's second, you can have this first round pick. If not, I got to take what the Giants are offering. Like we could be in something like that.
Yeah.
In which case you could force the hand to somebody a little bit.
Watch out for the Steelers surprising people and don't pick a quarterback in the first round, and they target somebody in the second round, which I've heard, and I know people think I'm biased when I say this. I've heard a lot of news that they're enamored with Will Howard. That's what I heard. The Steelers really like
Howard.
Him.
I thought they were,
but it makes sense though.
I could see Jalen Milroe going to him in the third.
I get what you're saying, but you have to also understand Will Howard is a Pennsylvania boy. He's born
another Big Ben. They say he's like Big Ben.
And they say he's that doofus tall big guy that has a hell of an arm. You know what I mean? And people compare him to Big Ben. They do.
Yeah, or Jackson Dart they could just take.
Hey, by the way, real quick, the final scores: Florida 6, Tampa Bay 2, baby. Almost got close.
Nice. What's up with that Laker game right now?
It's 58-43, about 11 minutes in the third.
All right. Well, appreciate everybody coming. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe
Panthers.
if you're new. And we'll see y'all next time. Fins up.
Turner Yell makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10. The fake. Good block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30.
Welcome to the Fins tailgate. It's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. We live that aqua and orange from the field to the mic. Breaking down the plays, man, we talk it every night. NFL moves, you know we got the insight. We open up the floor, yeah, it's your time to shine. Fans drop the heat with opinions realigned. You got concerns, bring them, we're gonna chime. The Fins tailgate's where we keep it prime. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. The NFL's changing, but we stay on the grind. Latest breaking stories, we don't waste no time. From the trades to the rumors, we make them all align. At the Fins tailgate, we always on the climb. We're repping the Dolphins, but it's NFL wide. From South Beach to the league, we keep it worldwide. Got the fans engaged with the energy supplied. Come kick it at the tailgate, we're riding high tide. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. So if you love the game, you know we got the gate. Tune in, speak out, don't wait, it's your fate. This is the Fins tailgate, now watch us dominate. Miami Dolphins, NFL, yeah, we integrate.